And then there's those three lines. Do you see those three dots?
Yes, I said, do you mind if I will record
Oh,
this?
do I mind? No, yeah, oh yeah, you can tape it, I don't care. And then you do, yeah. But, I really say this because I just think, when you say, well, this is, in this part of the world, we don't do that. I mean, in this part of the world, it is very rare that someone who I don't know would start writing to me on Skype and expect to have a conversation. If I, it shocks me that people don't understand that life could be very different in different parts of the world.
Listen, I think I did some kind of music-related search on my Skype, and it gave me a list of names or what is called usernames.
Yeah.
And I think because I'm interested in music and in different cultures, and actually in USA there are a lot of people that are married and that have many children, and like I understand there are a lot of like transsexual people and single people, but if you just like browse through Facebook, for instance, you can see these families like with many children, like 3-4 children, and for instance, I'm on a dating site called Russian Cupid, and a lot of men from Western countries, they were very rude to me. For instance, one Afro-American man from USA, I just asked him, can you add me on WhatsApp so we could like see each other? He didn't do that. And he just called me a slut and a witch and a homosexual man. And there are, I wish I could show you these messages. I will try, so you had an idea.
Yeah, that's not the virus, that's allergies.
I don't know how like to record these messages or how to screenshot. I will try to do that. But for instance, one man from Missouri, from USA.
Missouri?
Yes, he says, you are a scammer, Russia is an evil place, USA gives aid to so many countries that don't deserve this aid. But actually this is not true, because USA has sanctions against many countries like Cuba, North Korea, and so on, and Crimea, and what else, Iran. And he says...
But Polina, if you're on a dating site, why would you get into all that politics with someone?
Because politics is a very... Do you understand that the language is political? This is why, for instance, political correctness exists. It doesn't exist in Russia, but it exists in Western countries. And this is why, for instance, many so-called genderqueer people insist that others call them them, or he, and so on. And you, for instance, if you don't understand politics, you will not understand. For instance, let me explain. This man, for instance, on this Russian Cupid site, I am from Crimea. I registered on this site, but this site doesn't show my hometown, Simferopol, as part of Russia, because Simferopol is the capital of Crimea, and this site it belongs to an Australian company. So they discriminate against me because they don't show my real place. They, instead of my hometown on this site, they show a different city in Russia. Crimea is a peninsula, and they show my home city as Sochi, but I don't live in Sochi. So they violate my human rights, and they like put wrong info. So a lot of men on this side, they don't understand that because of the war in Ukraine, for instance, people live like on $60 a month because the economy of this country is destroyed. And many women, they can't afford to go abroad. That doesn't mean that they are stupid or lazy. but because just USA and other countries, they just robbed this country and they ruined its economy. And and a lot of men, for instance, can you hear me? You're frozen, okay.